Hello everybody, Enjias here, and welcome back to Benriya no Saitou-san ni Iku, or whatever the title is. Indeed, Benriya Saitou-san Isekai ni Iku. There is no other ni or no or anything of the sort. What can I say as an intro? It's a great show so far. It's been great. I mean, I've only seen the first episode, so can't exactly form a whole entire opinion based on that alone. And am I peaking? I think I'm peaking a little. This should be... oh no. This should be better. This should be better. This should be better. Okay, great. Sorry for that. This is the perfect series for my Thursdays. Because on Thursdays I come home from work, I have a little while to eat dinner or something, and then I can sit down and record something that's fairly, I don't want to say non-committal, but something that doesn't require me to pay a terrible amount of attention. I mean, sure, it does require me to pay attention. That's literally the thing I'm doing here, right? Watching stuff and paying unhealthy amounts of attention to things that are going on. Excuse me for a moment. She really wanted some pets, apparently. But it's a show where if I miss something, some random line, or something going on in the background, it's not going to have the implications of me not understanding the wider philosophy of it, or what have you, right? It's not Madoka Magica, it's not Symphogear, where I need to pay attention and remember everything and constantly be on edge. I can be a little sleepy, I can be a little tired, and it's unlikely to have any impact on my enjoyment of this series, and it's unlikely to have any impact on your enjoyment of my video. Where do you want to go? That's my mouse. Don't click it. Jesus Christ, what are you doing? Okay, you go there. That works. That works. So, previous episode, is there anything to be said, really? It was just a collection of various vignettes in this world with our main heroes. We, of course, got to know them. Saitou-san, the lockpicker, the handyman, the MC of the series, heavy armored warrior girl who's madly in love with him, and has a collection of armor, which is interesting. There's the pixie, who isn't just greedy, but rather he believes people should be paid. You gotta notice that she didn't just want all the money, but when Saitou made her a bag, she wanted to pay fairly. She insisted that she's going to pay. Here, have that coin. If she was greedy, she'd be like, ah, sweet, free bag, and I don't even need to pay, right? And then there's the wizard with dementia. Very odd and very weird character, not just because of his actions, not just in world, but also because it's a combination of a comedic character and a tragic character to a degree. Having dementia, having Alzheimer's, all that stuff is a tragedy, but everything here is played for laughs. Which I guess, sure, it's great comedy, but if you think a little bit more about it, it suddenly stops being funny, right? And of course we also met a couple of characters that haven't really appeared in any large scale in the show. The dwarven wizard, and then there's the girl with the axe, and the guy with a scepter or something. Okay, you don't want to be there. Cool, that's fine as well. I offered you pets, so don't you dare meow now. You refused my offer. Okay. So, nothing really happened that would have any sort of a continuation in this episode, so I don't really have to talk about anything of the sort. I think we can just jump straight into it, and we kind of have to, because in an hour and a half I need to be out. I need to go somewhere else still. Long day. But hopefully I'll manage to do everything in a span of this single hour. So, as always, episode 2, as always, you're gonna need your subs to follow along with me. I'm gonna need my sound to hear what's going on, and I'm gonna have to ask you guys for your support. Support the channel if you want monetarily. Patreon Throne, links in the description below. Or if you don't want to spend any money or can't spend any money, sharing my content, spreading the word, that also helps the channel a lot and costs you absolutely nothing, so why not? And now, with all of that out of the way, we can finally start watching episode 2 of Benriya something. I forgot the title again. Benriya Saitou-san. Benriya Saitou-san. Handyman Saitou. I guess that's gonna be the easiest name to use here. So, 3, 2, 1, go. Opening. There we go. Gives me time to open a can of coconut water. Pure young coconut water. There's a joke to be made there about liking girls like I like my coconut water, but I'm not gonna go there. Okay, you might have been able to hear something of it. Okay, we haven't seen it. I thought what we've seen at the end of the previous episode is going to be the opening, but no, there's a whole separate opening. Very ending-y song, though. I gotta say. And is it just me, or is it fairly long for an opening? Openings usually aren't that long. Eating unagi. Sure. Let's eat some unagi, whatever that is. I'm assuming that might be unagi. Okay, so she's scary of slimy things. An interesting weakness, for sure. Yeah, just electrify it. Okay, I fully expected him to get electrocuted. Because the creature is electrocuted and he's using a metal sword, but I guess that's not the gag of this little vignette. He probably knows some way of preparing it. It's not pickling, it's... Shit, it's a different thing. You inject meat with, like, saline solution, and it tenderizes it. I forgot the name of the process. Why are you so obsessed with killing Raelza? That's a neck, not the belly. I thought he's gonna inject the meat with something, but... Okay. Okay. I mean, good to know. Superior Japanese cuisine. That's a little too much for you. Oh, that looks so soft and tender. Okay, the staff has a little bit of CG shading. That's cool. Okay, we Shokugeki no Soma now. That's the angle to use. That's the angle to use. Yeah. Superior Japanese cuisine does that to you, doesn't it? In every isekai. Sure. You can use other creatures, though. I imagine plenty of other things that live out there and people don't really eat them, and they might be edible. Trapped? Okay, so there are people who trap the chest in the dungeon? It's not something like the dungeon generates chests or some in-world explanation? And activated. Oh, it's not just slime, it's acidic. Okay, thank you very much. Thank you, Slime-kun. He didn't disagree. Oh, brand new cast. Elven warrior with some claws. Haven't seen claws used as a weapon since I played Sacred. I like the detail of spikes on the knees and on the back of the heel. Thankfully, the priest is there to heal the wounds. Okay. I guess she loves having magic cast on her. The slow-mo, though. It's enough. Oh! Okay. Uh, sure. I mean, they are made for each other. Jesus, girl. uh, of course, she's gonna lick it. Sure. Of course. That's how it works. They are a match made in heaven, aren't they? She likes being healed and she likes healing wounds. Okay. Something's rising and it ain't a shield hero. Okay. An insurrection? Pile of bodies? Oh, petrified. Okay. Okay, makes sense. Just place them as statues. Some decoration. Oh, they're playing chess. That's a very cool design for a demon lord. Oh, it's just the head. Gotcha. Okay. I thought I mean, it's still a very cool design for a demon lord. Usually it's just I don't know, a Bishonen with abs. And even that, not always. And maybe horns. But this is actually a monster, actually a demon. Okay, the whole... Oh! That's the demon lord. Employed as a hero or something. I mean, at least they get along with each other very well. Shouldn't have played. Okay, makes sense. She's not absolutely cruel when someone's actually suffering and about to die. Then she's gonna heal them without any qualms. And she's very particular about payment, isn't she? The person who requires help should pay, not someone else. It's that person's responsibility. Interesting. She's probably sending that money off to an orphanage or something. An offering? Okay. Interesting. Interesting. Very interesting. Okay, those little tidbits of world building, those little speckles, right? Those little raisins of lore in the cheesecake of the show. Yeah, I mean, it's visible. I mean, never say never. Maybe the moon goddess needs her, I don't know, door fixed, and you can do that. Oh, that's how we're going about it. Okay. It's not charity. She's helping. Hey, I see what you're doing there, Saito. I see what you're doing, and I approve. Ooh. Okay. That's a cool teleportation effect. Not just a magic circle on the ground and blink, you're somewhere else. They get sucked into the chest. Okay, why didn't everybody get teleported? Okay, again, makes sense. Cool. For a show that's essentially just a bunch of vignettes, there's a surprising amount of world building and lore. I mean, that's plenty. The two of you make a full mage. Steel Golem. Iron Golem. Okay. That's a different sword, isn't it? Okay, attack the joints, attack the exposed parts. Ooh, that's a nice whirlwind. Yeah, don't attack the armor. You had a good idea to attack the exposed parts. You could always both run. Yeah, the helmet obstructing your vision this much probably doesn't help. Okay. Is he trying to dismantle it or something? Unscrew the head. Oh! Metal eating slime! Okay. Okay. And there we go. Easy. Well, sorta. You should probably cut off the arm first. Okay, now we find out whether Isekai people can be resurrected or not. Is that his ribs? I think it might be his ribs. Having pierced through his ribcage. Okay, a little backstory on Saitou. Okay, so a jack of all trades, but the master of none. Sure. Okay, not dead yet, apparently. I mean, you don't have either anyway, so exactly. Storage space in the neck compartment. Interesting. Ah, okay. The big choice to heal Saitou. Yeah, she's gonna heal Saitou and give up the ability to heal her scar in the future. Okay. Okay. I like what they're doing here. Why'd you have to let your hair loose, though? And Saitou doesn't mind the scar, so everything's gonna work out. Okay. Okay. So it is very rare. No, she was able to heal you and she got a kiss out of it. So she's beat red. Himitsu desu. Yeah. Oh, that's it? Really? Huh. That felt like no time at all has passed. Okay. Uh, Claymation? Yeah, a bit of claymation doll kind of thing. That's cool. Not claymation, those aren't made of clay. Those are just like wooden dolls or maybe gypsum or something. I mean, they're probably 3D renders, but or maybe not. Maybe they actually made some dolls to make this ending. And that's it. Nothing after credits. No preview of the next episode. Cool. Huh. That's definitely a black horse of this season, isn't it? It certainly is. So how about we watch that black horse again, shall we? But yeah, I don't know if people are actually talking about this show. Are they actually watching it? Are they actually reacting to it? I don't know, but wouldn't surprise me if they weren't, if people were to just dismiss it as generic isekai with a gimmick that surely is just gonna be discarded soon enough, because let's be honest, that's the state of isekais nowadays. You have a gimmick brought to another world as a chef or something, and the guy is just a chef, but by the time episode 3 or chapter 5 rolls in, he already can cast fireballs, use swords, and has a full suit of heavy armor. That's how isekais are. So I don't fault anybody for thinking that Saitou is just gonna be a powerhouse, able to kill the Demon Lord by the time episode 3 rolls in. But I hope people are going to give it a chance regardless. I hope they hear through the grapevine, maybe from me, maybe from you, maybe from someone else, that it is indeed a series worth watching. What's so crazy to me about it is it's just a series of vignettes. There isn't a full, constant, coherent, that's not the correct word, but there isn't any overarching story, right? Like, Saitou wants to get out back to his own world, or there is a demon lord approaching, or there is an invasion of monsters, or whatever, and every episode follows that. It's just a series of random vignettes, random moments from their adventures. Something that seems like a small series, like a pet project. It could be animated the way of House Husband was, and it would have been deemed fine for this kind of content. And yet, there is enough care put into it, and there's enough effort put into it, that it actually puts to shame many seasonal, not just isekai shows, but many seasonal shows, period, that are fully long form and have overarching plot and have fully 24-minute episodes, not sliced into 5-minute or 4-minute segments. It's one of the biggest surprises to me, for sure, because it's a series, comedic, mostly series of just interconnected, not interconnected actually, disconnected skits, disconnected vignettes, and yet there's a lot of art to it, right? The art is good, the animation is good. It's a comedic series of vignettes, and yet there's a surprising amount of world building and lore going on. Like, what's going on there? I love it. I think it might be precisely because it's plenty of those like short stories being told in a single episode. That's what makes it so that's what gives it the ability to be this good, I guess, because it doesn't have to concern itself with downtime. We can just jump story. There is no our heroes going to an inn and renting a room and going to the room and laying down, right? There's no that downtime. We fight a monster, we fight another monster, we go to another dungeon, we talk a little. There's no glue, just the substance. And I think that's why they're able to fit in this amount of lore, this amount of world building, and this amount of essence, I guess, into it. Because it's just the essence, it's just the tidbits. It's just the meat. There's no potatoes here. But I rambled for a little bit too long about it, and we're supposed to watch this episode again, right? Opening... very... not very, but kind of profound lyrics, right? gaining nothing. I lived my days at someone else's convenience, gaining nothing but compromises and regrets. Even if it wasn't me standing there, the world would still keep moving forward. We all kind of deal with that kind of a feeling, right? Of existential dread that we're ultimately just a speck and we don't matter and all that jazz. But someone found him useful. Someone actually wants him. Someone actually deems him necessary. And that's cool to have, that feeling of being needed, of being wanted. Even if they're all just unattractive junk to others, they're all treasures that I will never give up. Who are those characters? Wonder if we're gonna meet them eventually. They're all treasures that I will never give up. He found his place in the world. Eating unagi. I don't know if Hydra is unagi or is unagi the kind of a dish he prepared. Interesting bit that she can't handle slimy creatures. Interesting weakness. You'd think that in an adventurer's life there would be plenty of slimy creatures, but maybe she's dealt with them somehow. Maybe Morlock helped her with that. Here I thought the gag will be that Saitou gets electrocuted because, you dumbass, this creature is all like 70% water, it's all slimy, and I'm electrocuting it, and you're touching it with metal sword. Of course you're gonna get electrocuted. But no. Morlock electrocutes it, and Lafana? I don't know, the fairy, forgot her name, is boosting him, I think? Giving him a buff. And of course, payment for the buff. You're gonna eat it. They're talking about assassin needles. I thought he means needles that are empty inside, so that you can inject poison into someone, and you can inject saline solution into the meat to tenderize it and make it better. But apparently it's just regular long needles that he used as skewers. And what's her thing with killing Raelza? Is she jealous or something? The throat bit. Skewered on 3 skewers. And with unagi there's a gaminess. What the fuck is unagi? Is it like snake meat? Does he have experience with eating snake meat? Unagi. Freshwater eel. Okay. So apparently he treats the Hydra as an eel. By steaming it or flipping it, you render out the fat, the bitterness, the gaminess, and all that's left is soft, springy, tender meat. Very good. Of course. To the point we're going. Not full Shokugeki no Soma, but kinda. This is a great angle. So you can't eat food that Saitou prepared, huh? Of course she's not gonna say no, because Saitou made it, right? And she's convinced. She's a convert. She likes Hydra meat now. Thinking about traps. The way people trap treasure chests says a lot about their personalities. It's odd. Well, not odd, but I'm waiting for an explanation. I think we might get some. That the chests are just left there by people, and people trap them for some reason. Usually when it comes to traps, to chests in dungeons, it's either never really touched upon, it's just how it is, that's just how it works, or you go full dungeon meshy and you explain the whole process and how all of it works, or, you know, something like that. Or maybe there's a dungeon master that sends his minions to set those trapped chests and untrapped chests, right? So that there is that feeling of, hey, maybe this one's not gonna be trapped, and that's why they fall for a trap, because there's a precedent for untrapped chests existing, right? There's usually some sort of an explanation that has to do with the dungeon itself. Right now, the dungeon isn't explained, and why would people place chests with treasure there also isn't explained. Time for one of the few tools I brought with me to this world, wire cutters. And apparently he cut the wrong wire. Metal-eating slime. Oh no, more like, oh yes. Be free. Be free from the steel prison. The jiggle. Slime that only dissolves metal. Very convenient, isn't it? Her boobs are pretty big, huh? Right? He's enchanted. He's captured. He doesn't leave her with his eyes. That's a very interesting pair. On their lonesome, the girl, the elf, with her combat style, and I now see there's a kunai on her braid. That's great. Elf who can't use magic, okay, she has low aptitude, and thus she became a rogue, essentially. She has claws, she has spiky knees, she has spiky heels, and that's how she's able to deal with all those monsters. I don't need magic, because she has a friend that's going to heal her. But having an ally cast magic on me is something I love. Probably because she doesn't have aptitude for magic herself, so feeling the magic, even if it's not your own, is a nice feeling to her. That's probably what it is. And then there's her. And then there's her. What do I even say? I mean, everything has been said. She doesn't have any particularly high abilities. And I hope that I can be of some small help to my allies. I love seeing your wounds. Yeah, that's a lie. She doesn't just want to be useful. She wants to join the teams because wounds. And she likes seeing wounds. I wonder if it's precisely her wounds or just wounds in general. Just open wounds every time I pour magic into them you seem to be slowly become mine. Oh boy, what a vibrant cast of characters we have. My wickedness runs deep. I mean, yeah. By using my bodily fluids as a catalyst, sure, that's a lie, of course it is. Sucking on the armpit, because why not? And this guy's just loving every moment of it. I did not expect some fetishy Yuri moments in this show, but hey, I'm not complaining. I wouldn't complain about actually anything that they put in this show, because at this point I have trust they're gonna execute it well. Demon King is now helping, and I suppose I'll go. Oh, I really felt that in my knees and just lost the crown, and I love this bit of everybody, of the king and the minister seemingly being completely incompetent, right? The minister just being weak and with closed eyes, and the king just being feeble old man with hurting knees and losing his crown. But see, their eyes are closed. That's what seals their power. When they open their eyes, that's when shit gets real. That's how you spot a badass. Their eyes are always closed. You excel at petrification magic. Yeah. How's the Demon King? Passable. Average. Just decapitated the Demon King. That's great. I love it. And that's an amazing design for a Demon King. Like, usually, Demon Kings in anime manga, it's just a guy. It's just a hunk, right? Big guy with muscles, and maybe his skin is like dark purple or maybe red, and maybe he has horns, and maybe he has wings. But besides that, it's just a guy. It's just a dude. This is unique. This is cool. All those, how many? 7? Yeah, 7 eyes on his face. Prehensile beard. That's great. Being able to still live despite being decapitated. I would never execute someone I get on with like this. New knight who was taken to replace the commander. But yeah, it's just the Demon King in disguise. Cases where the injuries aren't fatal are require payment. So if it's during combat and you're about to die, she's going to heal you just like that, because she's not cruel. She doesn't wish ill on you. But if it's something frivolous, like, oh, I pulled my back, oh no, I got a nick on my finger, she's gonna take payment. Makes sense. The person being healed should be the one to give compensation. There comes the pride, and it's not just greed, we know. Because if it was greed, she would have snagged the coin, because, hey, money is money. But no, she has a set of principles. And I like that about her. She's not just defined by greed, she's also defined by her principles. Lafa. Taking payment on top of that, and we know what she does with that money. Apparently offerings to the goddess of the moon, because if she doesn't pay that tribute, she's going to keep shrinking. Interesting. Interesting. See what I mean about the bits of world building and storytelling and lore that are just randomly scattered. One moment you have a haha funny moment, and the other you have this, the explanation, the whole lore of moon fairies, right? Give my share of treasure to Lafa. Yeah, she has pride. She's not just going to take random money. She's not going to take charity. And of course, he's going to be asking for favors, just to have an excuse to give her money. That's great. That's actually a great way to go about it. Had a blessing, and they get sucked in regardless. And great detail. Why did Morlock and Lapa not get sucked in? They have resistance. Yeah, they have magic resistance. Great. I like it. Don't get ahead of me. Yeah, Raelza is the only warrior indeed. But Saitou is also useful in his own way. Some cool combat scenes, some amazing shots. Some of those, the sparks, the sliding legs. Yeah, there's some genuinely great art in this show. And here comes Saitou playing the hero. Yeah, and the sword can serve as a shield as well, because it's just so big. And I mentioned that it's a different sword, because I think she used a sword that just tapers up, just like a regular sword. But this seems to be curved on one side. No, it actually isn't. Maybe it was just one shot where it was kind of like bent, super deformed for stylistic purposes. Okay, it is actually her regular sword. And metal-eating slime. He could be kind of a thief rogue kind of character, couldn't he? He maybe cannot fight, but he has enough knowledge to make like an, I don't know, a pipe bomb, right? Probably. Would you need to make that? Some, I don't know, charcoal, sulfur? What else do you need for black powder? Saltpeter? You could probably get those somewhere in the world. Or maybe carry some metal-eating slime in some containers and throw it if need be. Kind of an alchemist, artificer combo. He could be useful in a fight. And just like that, enemy has been defeated, but so has been Saitou. And here comes blood vomit, as usual. I love the detail of his ribs piercing his skin. You very rarely see this kind of injury in anime. Usually it's just a splotch of blood or a red line signifying a cut, and that's about it. You don't really see bones, right? I noticed you don't really see bones. Maybe if someone's hand or leg was cut cleanly off, then you might see a little bit of white bone in the cross section, but not really anything besides that. Open broken bones, not really a thing in anime. I love it. I love this detail. Ever since I was a kid, I've been more adept than most, but he was never the best at anything. He was the definition of a man of, whatchamacallit, Renaissance. Yeah, a man of Renaissance. A jack of all trades, master of none. It's kind of hard to be a jack of all trades and master of none. You're good enough at many things to do them, but not good enough at them to do them perfectly. And very rarely do people need jack of all trades, right? If you're good at programming and you're good at cooking and you're good at, I don't know, knitting, someone's gonna take someone who's bad at programming, bad at knitting, but great as a cook for a cook. Someone's gonna take someone who's great at programming but bad at cooking and bad at knitting for a programming job, right? Someone who's just good, just average at everything. Not really a place in the world for a person like that. But he found his place in the world in the end. The more time passes after death, the lesser are the chances resurrection will work. That's another interesting detail, and there goes my charger, because my cat doesn't give up after all. What about magic to preserve his body? Yeah, Riles are unfortunately doesn't have any magic. Don't you click anything? Okay, you can sit there if you want. No? Okay, go wherever you want. Just don't bother me, please. Yeah, Morlock and the Lafanpan aren't here, so no magic can be cast. Why are you meowing this loud? What do you need? That's an interesting piece of storage. I was wondering what her neck thing is, but apparently it's like a miniature chest kind of thing, where she keeps the thing that's most precious to her right now. I thought it might be like a rebreather, like a gas mask kind of thing, but she never seems to wear it. It's something very cool. Drops of life. You need drops of life and Angel's Wing Scales as a catalyst. That's when you can heal your scar. That's a lot of work to heal a scar. Interesting. Another bit of lore. Another bit of world building. Flesh wound, not a problem. Cast a spell and it's done. A scar that's been there for a couple of years. Well, haha. You need drops of life, you need a scale of wings of an angel, and you need the god of poetry to cry a tear about your place in the world, right? Interesting. Until you find the other, you should keep that safe, but she gives that up. She gives up the ability to heal her scar in exchange for the ability to heal Saitou, save Saitou, and get a kiss, and let loose her hair. Why did she need to do that? I don't know, but I'm not complaining. And a romantic, life-saving kiss commences. Arelza is an incredibly rare magical medicine, indeed. The method she used to give you the medicine is a secret. And the blush slowly comes in. That's great. I fully expected her to be fully beet red, but no, it's just a little bit of blush coming in. As long as her face is hidden, she feels fine. It's only when her face is revealed does she blush. Another interesting tidbit. Yeah, Saitou found his place in the world. That's a very interesting ending, with all those different puppets. Cool. Cool. Cool, cool, cool. Okay. Okay. That was a great episode. The amount of... Again, I'm gonna keep gushing about it. The amount of world building, the amount of lore is staggering for something that's pretty much just a short form thing. I wouldn't be surprised if it was just like a mini series. If instead of adapting it as a full season of 12 24-minute episodes, they would have adapted it as a series of like 12 5-minute long episodes, right? Some mini eps. Wouldn't be out of place. But there seems to be more to it. I don't know how to put it. It could have been made in a fully blown series, right? 12 episodes, 24 minutes each. Not vignettes, but a continuous story. We start when Saitou gets isekai'd, and we continue their adventures. But it would have lost something, I think. It would have lost this denseness, right? Because right now it's very dense, and not in a bad way. We just have the meat, as I mentioned, no potatoes, just the substance, just the sustenance. We can jump from one important moment to another important moment. We don't waste time just killing slimes to get some coin to get a room at an inn. We don't even know if they have an inn, if they live at an inn, or do they have a guild house, or do they live in the forest, or what's going on. It's not important. We don't know if they have adventure ranks and what kind of rank there are. It's not important. We don't know what the city looks like. It's not important. What is important is what we see in these episodes. Those are just the cut out important moments. Very interesting approach to storytelling. And I like it. I like it. I really do. Initially, I thought I'm gonna be like, oh, I wish it would have been adapted to a full form, right, with a coherent story that follows along chronologically and whatnot, but I changed my mind. I think it's perfectly fine as it is. Truly, truly a dark horse of the season. I would not have expected it to be this high quality and have this high quality content to it that it actually does, but here we are. Here we are. Best isekai in recent memory. Maybe besides, like, I don't know, Saitou no Paladin. Saitou no Paladin was good. Anything else that I would remember very, very much? I mean, Sword Isekai was good, sure. It's just a good show. And I wonder where they're gonna go with it. And I'm looking forward to being able to piece together those bits and tidbits of information, right? When in episode 7 I can recall that, yes, the king has the head of the demon lord, now it all makes sense, right? Or in episode 8 I figure, oh, right, the moon goddess and the curse, that's why something. I'm very much looking forward to it, and I don't think I'm going to be disappointed. I don't think I am going to be. But yeah, I don't think I have anything more to say about it. I said my piece. I said all that I needed to say, and there isn't particularly much more to discuss. There isn't even anything to like predict, because anything can happen. There's no cliffhanger, there's no continuation from the previous episode. Next episode can be literally anything. So I'm not gonna even try to make any predictions. Yeah, we're gonna end it here, but maybe you guys, maybe you have something more to say, something to add. If so, feel free to say so in the comments down below. What did you think of this episode, of my reaction, my theories, stuff like that? No spoilers, please. I know episode 3 is already out, and there's also a manga. so don't spoil it to me. If you want not spoilers though, if there even are any spoilers, there's a Discord here. There's a link. It's linked also in the description. You can join it and talk about it to your heart's content. There's a special channel for Benriya Saitou-san. Benriya Saitou-san, or whatever the title is again. So feel free to discuss spoilers there. And there are also other channels, so feel free to peruse at your heart's content, to your heart's content. Like this video if you liked it, dislike it if disliked it, but tell me why so I can improve. Subscribe to the channel to be notified of future releases of not only Benriya Saitou-san or whatever, but also Symphogear, also Madoka Magica I'm going to be watching in the future. Also, what's there? That Nika of the Snow Sea, of the Great Snow Sea, someone of the Great Snow Sea. Ooyukiumi no Kaina of the Great Snow Sea. That's a great show, interesting, fully CG, but I actually like it. Also has great storytelling, great world building, and great lore, so might want to check it out. And I also stream sometimes, so click the bell to be notified when I go live. Haven't been able to put out particularly much content in the recent days, but hopefully it's going to get better in the coming days. We'll see, I might make an announcement about it, but I'm kind of sick of making announcements constantly because there's so much changing in my life. I just want some fucking stability. But yeah, what else? Support the channel if you want monetarily. Patreon, Throne, links in the description below. For $10 a month you get early access to non-seasonals like Symphogear, Madoka and others, and for just $1 you get a role on the Discord and a place in the credits, and sometimes seasonal shows get released there a little bit early as well. And on Throne you can pitch in directly towards my purchase of better gear, better software, stuff like that. And if you don't want to spend any money whatsoever, costs you nothing, share my content, spread the word, it's completely free and helps the channel a lot. And now, with that out of the way, that's gonna be it from me for today. So as always, you guys do all the good stuff, and I'm gonna see you in the next one. Cheers! And here's the list of my current patrons. You can join them and you don't need to go to another world to do that.